Hey lovelies! So let's be honest, I love everything about lasagna except how long it takes to make. A traditional lasagna, while incredibly tasty, can take hours to prepare, but I don't generally have that kind of time, and I am guessing neither do you. Which is why I am so thrilled to be teaming up with Galbani Cheese to bring you 3 amazing takes on lasagna that deliver all the deliciousness with a lot less fuss. Now, for each of these tasty recipes, I'm going to be using rich, creamy Galbani cheese, which boasts more than 130 years of Italian craftsmanship, making it Italy's #1 cheese brand and the #1 brand of ricotta and mozzarella in the US. And trust me, once you taste it, you will understand why. Today, I am going to show you a super simple ravioli lasagna, a sensational skillet lasagna, and some really cheesy lasagna roll-ups that your whole family will love. The best part about all of these recipes is that they come together really quickly so you can enjoy this comfort food classic even on a busy weeknight. Today, we're gonna get started with our ravioli lasagna. So for my first lasagna hack today, instead of spending our time making a traditional meat sauce and boiling lasagna noodles, we're actually going to be using some beef ravioli and layering it with some tomato sauce and lots of delicious cheese. Now in this case, I am using fresh ravioli. You could do this with frozen ravioli as well, but you're going to want to add 10 to 15 minutes onto the cooking time. First up, we're getting started by mixing up our Galbani ricotta cheese and our tomato sauce. We're gonna have a nice rich, creamy sauce for this beautiful ravioli to swim in. Once that's well combined, we're going to spread a layer of this mixture into the bottom of our baking dish. Now we do this for 2 reasons. First up, it's gonna help our ravioli cook more evenly, but second, and I think more importantly, it is going to prevent our ravioli from sticking to the bottom of our dish, making cleanup a whole lot easier. Once you've got your first layer of sauce down, you are going to arrange your first layer of ravioli. I'm using beef in this recipe. Mushroom and cheese raviolis would both be great options. Once you've got your first layer of ravioli down, you're going to top it with 1/3 of your tomato ricotta mixture and then sprinkle on a little bit of mozzarella cheese. You'll notice I've taken the time to hand shred my mozzarella cheese. That pre-shredded stuff that you buy at the grocery store can sometimes include additives to prevent it from clumping together. Hand shredding it is the best way to know that you are getting nothing but good old-fashioned mozzarella cheese in your dish. Whoop! Oh, so much cheesy goodness. We're gonna repeat those layers twice more until we've filled our baking dish. We're gonna finish this off with another heaping helping of shredded mozzarella cheese and then pop it into a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes or so. Has anyone ever actually said, oh no, that's too much cheese? I don't even think there's such a thing. When this lasagna comes out of the oven, your mouth will be watering, I guarantee it. I like to finish it off simply with a little bit of fresh basil because I think it livens up all the flavors, and it is ready to be enjoyed. You may never make lasagna the traditional way again. For my next trick, I am making the most incredible skillet lasagna you have ever had. All the goodness of lasagna, but made in a single skillet on the stove. It all starts by firing up your skillet over medium-high heat. In this case, I'm going to be using some Italian sausage. You could definitely do this with some ground beef if you wanted to, or some ground chicken or turkey would be great, but I love Italian sausage. The important part is that you remove it from its casing before it hits the pan, and then you're just gonna use your spoon to break it into bits. Once your sausage is completely cooked through, it's time to add some vegetables. I've got some diced onion, some finely diced red bell pepper. I'm going to cook those for 3 or 4 minutes or until they're nice and soft, and then it's time to add my minced garlic to the skillet. As soon as that garlic hits the pan, the house is going to start to smell amazing, and that's when you know it is time to add the rest of your ingredients. In this case, I am using some lasagna noodles that I've just broken into pieces, but you could really do this with any kind of pasta you like. You're just gonna add it right into the pan. I know this may seem a little peculiar, but stick with me. We are also going to add some water. This is going to be absorbed by the pasta and the rest is going to evaporate, so you don't have to worry about having a watery dish. And we are also going to add our tomato sauce. Yeah. I'm going to bring this mixture to a boil and then reduce the heat to medium and let it cook away for 10 to 15 minutes or until most of the liquid has been evaporated and the noodles are nice and soft. We're gonna finish this off with some beautiful ricotta cheese. We're just gonna stir that right in. Ricotta is actually the secret ingredient in any great lasagna. It really just adds such a creaminess and a richness to the entire dish. Once that ricotta is nice and combined, we are going to finish it off with our amazing shredded mozzarella cheese. Now you have two options here. You could just let your cheese melt on the stovetop. That would definitely work. But if you want to really maximize the deliciousness, I highly recommend you broil this for 1 to 2 minutes in the oven so your cheese gets nice and golden and a little bit crispy on top. That, I think, is the best way to enjoy lasagna. I'm gonna finish this off really simply with a little bit of freshly chopped parsley, and it is ready to be enjoyed. Guys, this meal is seriously irresistible and honestly comes together in under 30 minutes. What is not to love about that? For my last lasagna hack, I have some really easy, really cheesy lasagna roll-ups. Now let's get rolling with this recipe. It all starts with a skillet on the stove. I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to my pan over medium-high heat. Next, I am going to add a whole lot of chopped spinach. This dish is actually a really wonderful place to hide some greens, so you go ahead and load those up into your pan. We're just gonna cook our spinach for 2 or 3 minutes or until it is completely wilted and most of the moisture has evaporated. Next, I'm going to add some minced garlic, cook that for another 30 seconds or so, and then season this all up with some salt and pepper. That is looking pretty incredible. I'm gonna turn my heat off completely, and then instead of wasting another bowl to mix these two things together, I'm actually gonna stir my Galbani Ricotta cheese right into my spinach mixture in my skillet. And that, my friends, is a thing dreams are made of. For the first step of the assembly, we're just gonna basically lay down a layer of sauce in the bottom of our dish and spread it around. This is gonna help our rolls cook more evenly once again. Then I'm just going to spread a few tablespoons of my ricotta mixture onto my lasagna sheet and roll it up. In this case, I am using fresh lasagna sheets, but of course you always have the option of buying the dried lasagna sheets and boiling them until they are nice and soft and pliable. Totally up to you. I'm going to place that seam side down into my baking dish and repeat that process as many times as you possibly can. Once we've got all of our rolls done, we are simply going to top this yumminess off with another good layer of sauce. And then of course, we are going to finish it with a whole lot of hand-shredded mozzarella cheese. Into the oven it goes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes or until those noodles are cooked through and the top of your dish is nice and bubbly and delicious. Once again, we're gonna finish this off with a sprinkle of fresh parsley, and these beauties are ready to be devoured. I can assure you, when this shoot is done, these leftovers are not going to be going to waste. My loves, I really hope you will give these tasty ideas a try. And if you do, of course, you must be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me a photo because I love seeing your kitchen creations. For more information on Galbani cheeses and where you can find them, visit galbanicheese.com. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from. Lasagna deliciousness, which as far as I'm concerned is kind of the best kind.